you doing?
Man, busting a girl's bubble here. Can't she pretend she's driving her Ferrari?
Your Ferrari?
My Ferrari!
There are some updates on this thing, but it doesn't mean it's ready to drive yet.
I guess. This does kind of need to be attached.
Yeah, it needs to be attached.
Yeah, let's show them what we found.
Okay. So welcome back to the Wizard Shop. You guys actually get a 308 update today. Some items have arrived. I'm very excited, and we've made some headway, but we've also just raised more questions by working on it. Let's take a look at everything that showed up and what we've done so far. So yes, it's been very slow going on to 308. I figured it'd be done by now, but there's just so many little things here and there. You start taking stuff apart, oh, that's broke. Well, let me get that on order. So we start putting it back together, and then that doesn't work. So you're like, well, what's going on? We'll find out, well, the next thing's broke. Let me put that on order. And every time I put something on order, it's 2 weeks, 2 more weeks, 2 more weeks. It's just a very time-consuming build to get this thing done. But we have got some updates. The seats are in, guys. Let's take a look at them. Look at the beautiful seats. These are out of I think an early 80s Ferrari 308 GTS. They are the black leather. I have seen many Ferraris online where they have mix match tan leather, black leather, all kinds of different combinations. So I wasn't too concerned about perfectly matching. You can see there's some duct tape on that side. I bought these purposely with 2 flaws. Number 1, you can see there's duct tape, there's some tears in the seats. That side's really the worst of it, the driver's side. And the second flaw is they do not have sliders on the rear. I will tilt this forward and show you. There's just tabs there. No sliders. Both of those are on purpose. I purposely ordered them that way. The first issue with the torn seats, I can get that fixed at Low & Upholstery here in Newton. I use them for Bentleys, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, all kinds of different work, and they do excellent work. So I know he can fix the problems with these seats and get them back on par and still be ahead of the game. I just didn't like the idea of $3,000 per seat. You can find some for 2 that are a little rough, but I know it's a Ferrari. I know the parts are expensive, but I was like, no, I can beat that. I can do better. So once we get the leather repaired by Low & Upholstery, they'll be very nice looking seats. But the second issue with the rails missing, let me tell you guys about that. So yes, as you can see, there's bolt holes here, and there's a couple of brackets where the slide mechanisms would have gone. And in the ad, I actually got these from Fur Parts. They're a exotic salvage dealer or sales. I got these for $800 per seat. Now I read in the ad, like I just mentioned, does not come with the rails. I said, good. I don't want them. And the reason why is because my torso is so tall, but my legs are short. And this car is already pretty tight for a normal person. I'm going to need every little quarter or half an inch that I can get to be comfortable. When I set this seat in there without the rails, it's perfect. So what I'll do is get it positioned exactly where I want it, and then I will put some L brackets and mount these holes to the holes that were originally in the floor. And it'll be fixed in position. It won't be adjustable anymore, but it will fit me perfectly. Putting the rails on this, I would lose another ½ inch, maybe even 3/4, or maybe more. This is a known problem with the 308. People buy them, they sit in them, and they go, I'm getting tired of bumping the roof all the time, so they have to lean way back to drive. So there's all kinds of modifications. Some people buy aftermarket seats. They put Sparco seats or different kind of racing seats that are really, really thin so that they can have more room. But I'm not going to do those modifications. The one I'm going to do is use the original seat. It looks stock, it looks factory. It just is set up so that it sits lower in the car and I can drive in full comfort. Another thing that we have working now is the radio. I don't have the antenna hooked up, but you can hear that all the speakers are working. You can see on the door panels that the original owner before me, they had modified it to fit 4 speakers. I went ahead and just stayed with that because it gives more sound. It looks really good, and I don't have to do anything with the door panels. I had the leather redone, all this by Low & Upholstery. It turned out really well. And I have 2 speakers over here, front and rear, and 2 on the driver's side, front and rear. All of that works. And now we have a working Bluetooth radio. I did choose the radio brand Dual, not because of really any reason really other than you guys noticed in the previous videos on this 308 that there's a harness, a wiring harness bundle behind there. I believe it's aftermarket for whoever redid all of this. You cannot fit the stock stereo or any other stereo in its place without cutting up the whole bundle and redoing it. I searched all over the internet for a radio that was really thin, that hardly took up any space at all, and the one that fit the bill was the Dual. It is the thinnest radio I could find, and it fits perfectly. It doesn't even touch the wiring. No, it's not a Sony, it's not a nice brand, blah plonk, or something like that. It's just that it works, so I'm happy with that. And you can see our gauges are working, our oil pressure works, our fuel gauge works, the temperature, we've tested everything with the engine running, the RPM gauge works, and the speedometer even works. It's just all back together, and that's really excited about that. There was so much wiring, so many things we had to try to figure out, where does this go, where does that go, and it was quite a fiasco. But we got it all hooked up, and it works great. So the dash is coming back together, it's no longer in pieces. We do have some distance to go in the interior, and let me show you that. So this is the original center console. Everything is pretty much stock except for all of these holes that were drilled. Normally there would be an ashtray here, and I'll turn it over and show you. Someone welded a plate where there should have been a hole for an ashtray. I'm not sure what I want to do with that. I've looked on eBay to find just the center console, and they're actually kind of hard to come by. I may just get some kind of a plate or something decorative that fits over this, or maybe even have Low & Upholstery just reupholster this piece and cover over the holes. Everything else is stock. We got the switches and things and the air conditioning, so I'll be able to reuse that. And you guys know from a previous video I had to buy all new bezels that go here. But we need to hook up all these levers and switches and get everything back together again. Once we get the seats installed, the center console installed, and also get the steering wheel on, the interior is pretty much done. We're finally seeing the end of the road. I do have someone sending me the air conditioning duct piece that goes there. You can see the open duct. Of all the levers that are in the center console, one of them didn't work that went to this side on the driver's side. And it was just a cable. It was so bound up inside. What I actually did is purchased a bicycle cable with brand new innards and had Magic Mike run that for me. And you can see he's got that done. It's got a brand new cable end on it. All he needs to do is get that hooked back up. And then we can put the center console back together knowing that we don't have to pull it back apart. So that part is done, and we can get the heater core back in place and finish up underneath the bonnet. The next thing we have up is we got the headlights working. Magic Mike had some issues with what's going on with the relays and everything like that. And it actually ended up being just a relay that was fully melted. We actually had to bypass that little slot that was on the relay board and ran our own brand new relay. And everything came back alive. The headlights go up, they go back down, they work properly again. A lot of people in the comment section said it was this or that, and it actually meant none of those things. It was just a bad relay. So we got that taken care of, but we noticed that these don't open and close at the same heights. They're a little bit off. And that one was rubbing over there. I've got it to stop rubbing, but this is a question for you guys, some of you that have 308s out there, is what kind of adjustments are there when these motors come to a stop? Anywhere that I see there could be an adjustment is solidly welded from the factory. There really isn't any adjustments to get the headlight housings up and down or left and right. Any ideas, you guys can let me know in the comments section, and that would be very helpful. Once we get that solved, I can put these little grills back on and we're done with the headlights. We still have the fans on the radiator to figure out. It's probably just the temperature switch that's on the radiator. The fans themselves actually work. But it's a lot of these little things that just keep nagging at us. It's like we got to get this and we finally get that, and it's the next little thing and the next little thing. So that's why it's taking so long. I don't want to get in a rush and throw it together and it ends up being unsatisfactory. I would like to do it right, it looks right, it runs right, and it works right. In the beginning of this video, you saw Mrs. Wizard with the wind blowing through her hair, and what she actually wanted to do is have the window go down and have the wind blowing through there. We had both windows working perfectly, and today when it's time to film, when it's go time, this one just stopped. I used my power probe and put through the switch right here, power directly to the motor. Nothing. It just didn't even do anything. So we're going to have to probably pull that back apart and figure out what in the world is going on there. We do have that window on the passenger side working. It works great. We're going to figure out what happened here. And anyone that owns one of these old 308s or a Dino or any of the older Ferraris, it's constantly this stopped working, now that stopped working. You can have it fully restored and put $200,000 into a restoration, and there's still things that quit working. Motors or fans or tail lights, all kinds of different things that quit working. So I'm not too mad about it. It's just the way it goes. The engine itself is pretty much sorted. It starts and runs very well. I still need to dial in the carburetors, actually drive it and get everything tuned just right. There's some CV boots that need to be replaced. I'd like to service the transmission, a few little leaks that are going on down there. But then other than that, we're getting mechanically to the end of the road as far as major repairs that need to be done to this car. My focus right now is the top end because it doesn't tie up a lift. I can use the lifts and keep working and let my mechanics do their job. They're here to get paid to do a job, and I have to let them do that. This can sit here. We can do all the top end work, which I mean the top end of the car, not the top end of the engine. Once we get everything sorted here, then we'll put it on the lift and we can take care of those things that need to be taken care of on the underneath. But I'm definitely glad to have these seats in. They actually look pretty good as they are, but I'll have them redone by Low & Upholstery and it'll just be that much better. I'm very excited to get this thing on the road this spring. I can take Mrs. Wizard around in a ride in my 308.
Keep dreaming.
We'll see about that. Maybe I might have to buy the 355.
I could live with that.
You could live with the 355?
Sure.
We'll see about that. So if you're curious what kind of tools we're using to work on this 308, check my Amazon affiliates link in the description below. We get a small cut and we really appreciate it. Make sure to hit the subscribe button because we're going to get these things wrapped up and we're going to get closer and closer to have this thing on the ground and do a road test in it. I'm really looking forward to the road test. I bought this thing but not even be able to drive it, and soon I will be able to, so I'm really excited. Thanks for watching.